restructuring the region, Marcus Reed, my boss, said, avoiding my gaze. Your role is no longer needed. I sat across from him at Veltric Optics, staring at the termination notice he'd pushed toward me. The $2 million Horizon Innovations contract I had just finalized was still fresh. I understand, I replied, voice steady despite the fury building within. Thank you for the chance. I'm Cassandra Doyle, a 36-year-old senior sales executive in Plano, Texas, and I'd just been cheated out of my career's biggest commission. For 8 months, I devoted everything to securing Horizon, 12 cross-country flights, 43 negotiation sessions, tailored pitch decks, and a genuine bond with their CEO. Now, 2 weeks before my commission payout, Marcus deemed my role redundant. Packing my desk, I felt coworkers' glances, pity mixed with relief it wasn't them. Marcus had timed it perfectly for PM Friday, when executives were already golfing. I'm so sorry, Cassandra, Violet from accounting whispered. Everyone knows this is wrong. I smiled, keeping composed. Just business, right? But it was personal. The Horizon deal was my career's peak after 15 years. That commission would clear my mother's medical debt from last year's surgery. Marcus knew this. We discussed it over drinks when he praised my near-closed deal. I left the office, where I'd given 5 years, head high. In the elevator, a text from Jonah Freeman, Horizon's CEO, read, "Still on for Wednesday dinner to celebrate our deal?" A faint smile crossed my lips. Marcus didn't grasp that business thrives on relationships, not just contracts. Jonah and I had built trust over 8 months, sharing stories of his kids and my dream of starting a consultancy. In my car, I decided this wasn't over. I'd been Veltric's top performer, turning small accounts into major wins, generating $4.3 million last year. Awards now sat in my trunks box, proof of my success. But Veltric had shifted since Gregory Hansen became CEO 3 months ago, bringing Marcus as sales VP. Whispers of shareholder value meant cost-cutting, canceled retreats, reduced commissions, pressure to hand clients to account managers. My colleague Thomas warned me over lunch. They're phasing out veterans, CAS, hiring cheap grads. I ignored the signs, trusting my results and the Horizon deal. My father taught me loyalty in business goes both ways. He rose from mailroom to management over 30 years, but that era was gone. Today's corporate world favored ruthlessness, like Marcus, who saw staff as disposable. Driving home, I called my mom but couldn't admit I'd been fired. Not when I'd promised to cover her bills. "How's my star?" she asked brightly. "Great, Mom," I lied. "How are you?" "Better than yesterday. Worse than tomorrow," she teased, her post-surgery quip. At home, staring at my condo, I calculated. Severance covered 3 months, but without the commission, I tapped savings for Mom's next payment. Scrolling my contacts, I stopped at Jonah's name. Our weekly dinners during negotiations had built a bond. He valued authenticity, the reason Horizon chose Veltric, or rather me. I called. "Cassandra, just thinking of you," Jonah answered. "Wednesday still good?" "Yes," I said. "But we need to talk." Wednesday, I arrived early at La Cantera, the upscale Plano restaurant where Jonah and I celebrated our verbal agreement. I chose a quiet corner, ordering his favorite Cabernet. When he arrived, his smile faded, reading my face. "What's wrong?" he asked, sitting. I shared the facts. No drama, just truth. I'd been fired 2 weeks before my commission on the deal I'd built from scratch. "That's despicable," Jonah said, face darkening. "Just business," I echoed bitterly. "No," he said, setting down his glass. "Business is relationships and integrity. Without those, it's theft in a suit." As CEO of a $500 million tech firm, his words carried weight. "What's next?" he asked. "Crystalline Systems offered me a role," I said, naming Veltric's rival, who'd pursued me for years. Jonah nodded. "Processing. Our contract has a 14-day rescission clause," I noted. "Either side can cancel without penalty." I wasn't pushing him to withdraw. I'd never asked that. It was his call. After a long look, Jonah called his counsel. "Harold, pull the Veltric contract. Invoke rescission tomorrow. Clear my morning for their leadership." Hanging up, he said, "This isn't just your commission, Cassandra. You promised to oversee implementation. That mattered to us." Relief hit me. Crystalline's products suit you better, I said honestly. Longer warranties, experienced design team. When do you start? He asked. Monday. He raised his glass. I'll hear their proposal next week. Over dinner, discussing his daughter's college plans and my mom's health, I felt no glee, just quiet satisfaction that integrity still counted. Phase 1 of my response to Marcus's betrayal was set. Not vengeance, but correction. Saturday, my phone rang at 7 a.m. Marcus. I ignored it, then answered his fourth call. Cassandra, we need to talk, he said, panicked. About what? My role's gone, I replied lightly. Horizon cancelled, he said. Jonah called Gregory himself. How could I be involved? I asked. I'm not at Veltric. His tone softened. A misunderstanding. Come back. Same role, better pay. Reorganizations paused. I nearly laughed. I've joined Crystalline starting Monday. Silence. Crystalline, he stammered. My non-compete doesn't apply post-termination, I said. Page 4, paragraph 3. I checked with my lawyer. What did you tell Jonah? The truth. I was fired after securing his deal. Damn it, Cassandra, he snapped. The board's furious. This was our quarter's cornerstone. Sounds tough, I said calmly. Good luck. Violet texted. Office chaos. Gregory's in emergency talks. Marcus is unraveling. I didn't reply, heading to Crystalline's sleek headquarters for a meeting. CEO Eleanor Walsh welcomed me warmly. We're thrilled, Cassandra. In the conference room, she announced, Cassandra's from Veltric, and Horizon canceled their contract today. Executives exchanged looks. We have a window, Eleanor said. Cassandra's tied to Horizon's CEO. Let's move fast. I added, I've set a tentative meeting with Jonah next Wednesday. For 3 days, I collaborated with Crystalline's team, crafting a tailored Horizon proposal, unlike Veltric's generic approach, with lower pricing, better terms, and stronger guarantees. This could hit $2.5 million, the finance director said, with $4 million potential in 2 years. I ignored 8 voicemails from Marcus and 3 from Gregory, each more frantic. Gregory's last one, will beat Crystalline's offer. Name your price. I deleted it. Some bridges stay burned. Wednesday, tension gripped me. Sales taught me nothing was certain until signed. A text from an unknown number, Thomas, using Violet's phone, read, urgent. Marcus is with Jonah now, offering 30% off, free implementation. My stomach sank. Marcus was countering desperately. I showed Eleanor. Can we go now? She nodded, and we rushed to Horizon. The receptionist sent us to conference room B. Inside, I froze. Jonah, Marcus, and Gregory were there. Cassandra, Jonah greeted warmly. Perfect timing. Veltric's explaining why we shouldn't cancel. Marcus's smugness faded as I introduced Eleanor's team. We expected an exclusive meeting, Gregory said tersely. I invited both, Jonah replied. I value informed choices. The presentations were surreal. Marcus pitched steep discounts, extended warranties, free training. I offered Crystalline's customized solution. Jonah listened, asking sparse questions, revealing nothing. After, he said, very enlightening. I'll consult my team. Outside, Marcus cornered me. You won't win this, he hissed. I'm up against a man who fired me to dodge my commission, I said calmly. I understand just fine. It was business, he said. So is this, I replied, nodding at Horizon's building. Best solution wins. Back at Crystalline, Eleanor was optimistic. Jonah engaged more with you. He's thorough, I cautioned. It's not about charm. 2 tense days later, Jonah called. Decisions made. Come at 4 p.m. I feared Marcus's cuts had swayed him. At Horizon, alone with Jonah's team, I was surprised. No Veltric. Explain how Crystalline sensors integrate with our systems, Jonah said. For an hour, I detailed the plan, answering technical queries. Jonah stood, offering his hand. We're with Crystalline. Contracts being drafted. Relief flooded me. It's the better product, I said. And integrity matters, Jonah added. That's key. A month later, in my Crystalline corner office, I reviewed the $2.5 million Horizon contract with expansion potential. My commission dwarfed Veltric's, with better terms. Violet texted, Marcus was on leave, under investigation. 3 sales execs quit in solidarity. Veltrix stock fell 11%. Jonah's counsel sent me his internal memo. We chose crystalline not just for product but values. Veltrix's firing of Miss Doyle post-deal to avoid her commission showed greed unfit for partnership. Crystalline valued her integrity. I pinned it to my wall, a reminder, not a trophy. Eleanor stopped by. Bedford Industries wants to talk. They heard about Horizon and may switch. They're Veltrix for 7 years, I said. $1.8 million annually, she noted. They questioned Veltrix stability. Marcus's actions were becoming an industry cautionary tale. That evening, Gregory's voicemail. Marcus is gone. His actions weren't approved. Please discuss returning. I deleted it. My new office overlooked Plano skyline. My team was driven, and my equity package tied me to a company valuing relationships. My mom's doctor reported progress. My commission funded a top specialist. Reflecting on 5 weeks, I hadn't sought revenge, just ensured Marcus faced consequences. Veltrix crumbled by prioritizing short-term wins over trust. Jonah texted, implementations ahead. Dinner next week. First round's mine, I replied. My father's loyalty lesson held. Integrity and relationships endure. Marcus taught me my worth isn't in words but actions, especially when unnoticed. 6 months later, at an industry conference, I accepted the Sales Executive of the Year award. Gregory, in the audience, gave a strained smile. My speech emphasized ethics and partnerships, not Veltrix's fall, everyone knew. Success isn't just deals, I said. It's mutual wins. Without that, we're just transaction machines. Applause followed, then colleagues approached, some congratulating, others seeking crystalline openings. Bedford and 2 other Veltrix clients switched, boosting our market share 15%, while Veltrix dropped 20%. Jonah, at the reception, toasted me. Implementations ahead, under budget, he said. Your team's stellar. So is yours, I replied. Eleanor showed me a headline. Veltrix Optics announces layoffs amid market struggles. Gregory had resigned, replaced by an interim chair. I felt no joy, just inevitability. At my mom's new care facility, funded by my success, she beamed. How's my warrior? Conquering, I said, updating her on my VP role in Horizon's $3.8 million expanded deal. Dad would say success is sweetest when honest, she said. He'd be proud, not just of my wins, but how I won. Meeting Thomas, now a sales director at Meridian, he joked. Veltrix a golden ticket to competitors. Marcus's lesson wasn't revenge, it was succeeding despite betrayal, my ascent the ultimate vindication.